Hello and welcome to Rajshi Food. In this episode, I'm making Puran Puli, which is a sweet Indian flatbread. Puran Puli is generally made on an Indian festival of colors called Holi. It's prepared all over India and I'm making the Gujarati version of it. So let's take a look at the ingredients. 1 cup tuar dal or yellow split pigeon peas, 2 tablespoons of clarified butter or ghee, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1½ cup of wheat flour, 1/4 teaspoon saffron, 1 teaspoon green cardamom powder and 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg powder. The first step is to mix tuar dal or the yellow pigeon peas with 2 cups of water and put it in a vessel and pressure cook it. And make sure you add water in the pressure cooker. And around 2 to 3 whistles, and this is how it looks. Now I'm going to churn this pressure cooked dal into a smooth paste with a hand blender. Don't add any water because the more water there is, we'll have to cook it for longer because we need a very dry mixture. This is a nice smooth paste now. So this is the consistency of my paste. Let's start making the filling, which is called the puran. Take a non-stick pan, because otherwise while cooking it tends to start sticking at the bottom. And in the pan I'm going to add in my paste, stir in, keep a slow or medium flame, otherwise it's going to start sticking to the bottom. Once it gets nice and hot, I'm going to add in my sugar. As the sugar melts, it's going to become very soft and liquidy. And we have to cook this through till it becomes nice and dry. Till my mixture is in a liquid form, I'm going to reduce the flame to like slow flame and very quickly make the dough for it. In a bowl, I'm going to take my dough. This is plain wheat flour, 1½ cup. If you want, you can take 50% of wheat flour and 50% of plain flour or maida. Clarified butter or ghee, 1½ tablespoon, and water to make the dough. Slowly add the water. I want a normal soft dough like a normal roti or a chapati. Just knead it well. I'm just going to roll the dough in a little bit of ghee on top so that my dough doesn't dry out. Keep it aside for 10-15 minutes and my dough is ready. Once it's nice and boiling, I'm going to add a little bit of saffron sprigs. The filling is going to take at least 10 to 15 minutes to cook. So after it starts becoming thick, don't leave it alone. You'll have to stir it continuously because otherwise it's going to start sticking to the pan. This is quite a workout, so please don't give up on it. Just keep stirring continuously, otherwise it's going to stick and go waste. The filling is thickening and at this stage I'm going to add in all my powdered flavorings, that is the green cardamom powder, nutmeg powder, and just a tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee. And I'm going to stir this again. Still needs another 3 to 4 minutes. This is nice and thick and now it's becoming even more difficult to stir. There's a trick to check whether your filling is absolutely ready. Is take your wooden spoon and if it stands absolutely erect, that means your filling is absolutely ready. It's pretty strenuous to make this filling, but trust me, once you bite into it, it's worthwhile. Let this filling cool down completely, at least for another hour. You can also make it a day earlier and refrigerate it so that you don't have to, worry about whether it's too soft or it's too soggy or anything. My filling is cooled down and now I'm going to make 1-inch balls out of it. Just stick a little bit. If it's sticking to your hand, you can apply a little bit of ghee. Same way, I'm going to make small round balls of my dough as well, but a little bigger than my filling. First, I'm going to start rolling the dough. I'm going to just coat my dough with some dry wheat flour and roll it in a thick round roti. A little more, not too thin. I'm going to put my filling ball in the center, cover it, fold it into a semicircle, and this is a simple, easy trick to get rid of the excess dough. Just take a sharp-edged bowl and cut it and get rid of the excess dough. Stick it well and lightly press it so my filling spreads everywhere. And now I'm going to apply a little more dry wheat flour and very lightly roll it. Don't put too much pressure, just very lightly roll it. Just a little more wheat flour at the bottom. Not very thin. That's it. Just dust off the excess wheat flour, and now it goes on to the hot pan. Medium flame. After 10-15 seconds, just flip it, and I'm going to apply some clarified butter or ghee. Flip it again and let it cook nicely. Some ghee on top as well. Make sure you apply nicely on the edges. Nice golden brown spots. Let's check whether it's done on the other side. And my Puran Puli is ready. And I'm going to apply some clarified butter or ghee. Cut into 4 pieces. Let's plate these pieces. Hope you enjoyed the sweet goodie. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Rajshi Food. I'm Ruchi Bharani, and in this episode I'm making a cool summer drink called Thandai, which is specially made during the Indian festival of Holi. There are very few simple ingredients, so let's get started. 1/4 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon fennel seeds, 8 peppercorns, 1 tablespoon poppy seeds, pinch of saffron, 6 to 8 green cardamoms, 3 tablespoons of dried rose petals, 6 to 8 almonds, half a liter of milk, few ice cubes, few almond flakes, and pistachio flake. So first I'm going to start with making the Thandai masala. I'm going to throw in my flavoring ingredients: peppercorn, almond, pinch of saffron, poppy seeds, fennel seeds, and green cardamom pods. I'm just going to peel the skin out. I'm going to start grinding this into a fine powder. Now I'm going to throw in the other ingredients, that is the rose petal leaves, sugar. Now I'm going to grind this too. Make sure it's a nice fine powder. And it's ready. You can store this thandai masala in an airtight container in the refrigerator for at least 3 to 4 months. Let's start making the drink. I have half a liter of chilled milk over here. And I'm going to add 7 to 8 tablespoons of the masala. And a few ice cubes. I'm just going to blend this till it mixes well. Just taste it. If you feel the need, you can add a little more sugar or the masala. It's always better to make the drink at least a night before. Otherwise, give it at least 2 hours before serving so that the flavor gets enough time to intensify. Our drink has been sitting for 2 hours in the refrigerator. It's nice and chilled, and now I'm going to serve it. I'm going to pass the thandai through a fine sieve. Just stir it with a spoon. I'm just going to garnish it with a few almond flakes, pistachio flakes, and a few dried rose petals. Try this wonderful drink at home. I'm sure you'll love it. Don't forget to subscribe to Rajshri Food. Cheers! Talk of Indian snacks, and the list just wouldn't be complete without a single mention of Garam Kachoris. Right from UP to Bengal to Maharashtra, the recipe is definitely a national favorite and therefore available in different versions everywhere. And what I'm making today is Matar Kachori. In a hot pan, I'm going to heat very little oil just to saute the cumin seeds. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add the cumin seeds, a few curry leaves, and the coarsely ground green peas. Saute the green peas for a minute, and then I'm going to add ginger chili paste. Saute this as well. Saute the green peas mixture for 3 to 4 minutes. And now I'm going to add some sugar, freshly grated coconut, lots of chopped coriander leaves, garam masala, salt to taste, and at the end I'm going to add some lime juice, and this filling is ready. And I'm going to let it cool down for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Let's turn off the flame and get this off. In a bowl, I'm going to make the dough for the outer covering. I have some wheat flour. Next, I'm going to add some plain flour and a little bit of semolina or rava, salt to taste, and ghee. Mix all the dry ingredients properly. And now I'm going to add a little bit of water to make the dough. A normal dough like how you make your roti or chapati dough. And this dough is ready, and I'm going to let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to roll out a few small balls of the dough. And now I'm going to roll out small puris of the dough. If the dough is sticking to the board, just apply a little bit of oil. In goes the filling. Just get all the edges together. Just remove the extra dough, thin it out and roll it a little bit to make a round kachori. Make sure it's sealed properly. A batch of these kachoris are ready to fry, and I've heated some oil over here, and I'm going to add as many as I can into the oil. Fry them on low heat and don't be in a hurry to get them out, because otherwise the inner layer will be very raw. They have a beautiful brown color, and now I'm going to get them out of the oil. Get some nice chutney to accompany and enjoy these kachoris absolutely hot. If you like what I've made, hit the like button, comment on the video. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Holi is just around the corner, and I'm sure all of you must be busy prepping for it. Today I'm going to give a small twist to my mother's traditional recipe of gujia. Instead of frying it, we are going to bake it. So let's see how to prepare baked gujia. For this you will need half cup maida, half cup whole wheat flour, that is atta. To this we are going to add a pinch of salt, 3 spoons of melted ghee. Now we have to rub this ghee into the flour. We have to achieve a breadcrumb-like texture. Once this is done, add some water to it, make a dough out of it. Make this into a soft dough like that of a puri. Once it's done, cover it with a damp cloth and keep it aside for 20 to 30 minutes. While our dough is resting, in the meantime, let's prepare the filling for it. For this you will need 150 grams of mawa or khoya. Crumble it and put it in a frying pan. We have to heat it just till it comes together It will change its color inside the oven. Once it's done, we have to cool it to room temperature completely. Once the mawa has cooled down completely, we are going to add 1/4 cup of desiccated coconut to it, 1/3 cup of caster sugar. If you don't have caster sugar, you can add powdered sugar. 2 tablespoons of chopped almonds, 2 tablespoons of chopped cashew nuts, and some chopped raisins. Then goes a pinch of elaichi or cardamom powder. Mix all of this well. If you like it sweeter, you can increase the sugar amount to 1/2 cup. Our mixture is ready. Now it's time to roll out our gujiyas. We have to divide the dough equally into 6 to 7 portions. We have to keep our dough covered with a damp cloth all the time. Apply some melted ghee on the surface that you're going to roll it out on. Our puri should be neither too thick nor too thin. To get all your gujiyas of the same size, you can use a round cutter. Remove the extra dough and put little water on the edges. Now fill this circle with 1 teaspoon of your filling. Now seal the edges. Make sure there are no air bubbles. And we are going to create a pattern. Pinch the edge and with your thumb pull it in. Then again pinch it and pull it in. Now I'm going to place this on a well-greased baking tray. I have greased it with melted ghee. Prepare rest of your gujiyas the same way. Once all your gujia is made, I'm going to brush it with melted ghee. Once this is done, we have to bake it in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for around 15 to 20 minutes. But please start checking after 15 minutes because every oven is different. Our gujia is ready. They took around 17 minutes to bake. I hope you like this recipe. Please don't forget to like and share. Wish you all a very happy Holi.
Holi is round the corner, and to add to the spirit of this colorful Indian festival, I'm going to show you how to make one of my most favorite sweets, the iconic jalebis or jalebis. Let's start by making the jalebi batter. I'm going to put in about 250 grams, 1/3 of a cup of plain flour or maida, a tablespoon of besan or gram flour. Mix it up together, and into this flour mixture I'm going to put in about 1/2 cup, 125 grams of dahi or yogurt, 2 tablespoons of melted ghee, juice of 1 lime, and 3/4 of a cup, 175 ml water. I'm going to mix all this up together until there are no lumps. The batter needs to be very similar to cake batter. If the consistency of the batter is loose, then the jalebis won't hold their shape when fried in the oil. I'm going to show you the consistency of the batter, which needs to be like this. A little turmeric powder, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. A little saffron powder. Mix it up well. This will give a beautiful golden yellow color to the jalebis. This is done and I'm going to keep this aside for about 24 hours. The batter needs to rest and ferment lightly for about 24 hours, and this is very important for the jalebis to develop the right texture when fried. I have already kept the batter ready. When you lift the jalebi batter with a spoon, it needs to fall in a steady stream like this. And I'm going to put this batter into the squeeze bottle. Let's move on to making the sugar syrup. To make the sugar syrup, you need to put in about 2 cups or 440 grams of granulated sugar into a heavy bottomed pan. And then you need to put in about 1 cup or 250 ml water. And on low heat, you need to stir this until the sugar melts into the water. Once the sugar melts, you need to raise the heat a little and boil the syrup for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm also going to add in a few saffron strands. Do not stir the sugar syrup at this stage. After turning off the heat, I'm just going to be adding a pinch of saffron powder to intensify the beautiful yellow color. Time to make the jalebis. In any shallow pan or a jalebi tawa, you need to put in oil to a depth of about 1.5 inches. And I think the oil is ready to make the jalebis. Hold the tip of the nozzle just above the surface of the oil and squeeze the batter in round circles. Deep fry for about 30 seconds on one side and flip them over and fry for 30 seconds on the other side, or until they are golden and crisp all over, making sure that they do not turn brown. Lift the jalebis out of the oil and drop them into the hot or warm sugar syrup. Flip them over in the syrup so that the jalebis absorb the sugar syrup. The jalebis should stay in the syrup for not more than 30 seconds. And don't allow them to stay in the syrup for too long, or else they will turn limp. Remove the jalebis from the syrup and place them on a rack for the excess syrup to drain. This jalebi recipe is a very traditional recipe and it does not contain any artificial colors, flavors or preservatives. This jalebi is juicy, crunchy, has a great texture and that slight tangy taste, making it very addictive. I could eat this for breakfast, lunch, dinner or snack, and that's how much I love these jalebis. Go ahead and make Holi or any other festival special by making this sweet delight.